students, today we are discussing our next point in extra high voltage transmission. Okay, in that, in last lecture I have discussed the HVDC converters and HVDC. In that we have seen the converter unit, SCR, IGBT, filters, smoothing reactors. These are the converter of HVDC system. Now now we will discuss the power triangle and power factor of AC system and FACTS controller. Okay, basic P VI cos of phi, active power, VI sin of phi, reactive power, VI apparent power. Active, reactive and apparent power. These are the three powers which are available in AC system, that is active power, reactive power and apparent power. This is the power triangle. Here this is the power triangle. In that the base is which is active power or true power, which is measured in watt. That it denotes by P. P is equals to VI cos phi. This is the active power. This line indicates the reactive power portion. Q is equals to VI sin phi, and the combination of those is called as apparent power, measured in VA, that is voltage ampere. S it denotes by S. Apparent power is denoted by S. S is equals to VI. So S apparent power, टोटल जी पॉवर आहे आपल्या इलेक्ट्रिकल सिस्टममध्ये जी टोटल पॉवर अवेलेबल असते, विच इज दी अपॅरंट पॉवर. S इज इक्वल्स टू P प्लस Q. means apparent power is equals to the addition of active power and reactive power. The relation shows here that S apparent power is equals to square root of active power and reactive power. The active power unit has kilowatt and the reactive power unit of reactive power is kVAr, and the unit of apparent power is kVA. This is the relation of active, reactive and apparent power. We know the basic formula. P is equals to VI cos of phi. This is the voltage, current, and cos of phi is the angle between the voltage and current. Then from this equation we develop the relation of power factor, that is P divided by VI. As we know, P is equals to kilowatt, that is true power. VI is the voltage and product of voltage and current, that is apparent power. So cos of phi is equals to R by Z. Cos theta is equals to true power divided by apparent power. This is the relation of power factor and the power triangle. Cos phi is equals to active power divided by apparent power, that is the power factor. This is the again new formula for power factor in electrical system. This relation is carried out from this basic equation of power. After that, power factor is equals to active power divided by reactive power. This is the formula for power factor. In next lecture, in next slide, we will discuss these are the powers in available in electrical system. Now फॅक्ट्स आपण फॅक्ट्सचे जे डिव्हायसेस आहेत ते स्टडी करणार आहे. फ्लेक्झिबल AC ट्रान्समिशन सिस्टम आर दी नेम गिवन टू दी ॲप्लिकेशन ऑफ पॉवर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक devices to control the power flows and other quantities in power system. FACTS is a system AC transmission system incorporating the power electronic based and other static controllers to enhance controllability and to increase the power transfer capability. The FACTS devices जे आहेत FACTS devices are consist of electronic based and static controllers. FACTSचे जे devices आहेत ते इलेक्ट्रॉनिक बेस्ड आहेत आणि स्टॅटिक कंट्रोलर्स यूज करतो टू इन्क्रीज दी कंट्रोलॅबिलिटी अँड टू इन्क्रीज दी पॉवर ट्रान्सफर कॅपेबिलिटी. ट्रान्समिशन लाईनची पॉवर ट्रान्सफर कॅपेबिलिटी इन्क्रीज करण्यासाठी आणि कंट्रोलॅबिलिटी इन्हान्स करण्यासाठी वी यूज दी फॅक्ट्स डिव्हायसेस. फॅक्ट्स इज टर्म्ड ॲज फ्लेक्झिबल AC ट्रान्समिशन सिस्टम. फ्लेक्झिबल AC ट्रान्समिशन सिस्टम दॅट इज फॅक्ट्स. फॅक्ट्स कंट्रोलर्स जे आहेत ए पॉवर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिव्हाइस बेस्ड सिस्टम अँड अदर स्टॅटिक इक्विपमेंट दॅट प्रोव्हाइड कंट्रोल ऑफ वन ऑर मोर AC ट्रान्समिशन पॅरामीटर. ट्रान्समिशनचे पॅरामीटर रेजिस्टन्स, इंडक्टन्स आणि कॅपॅसिटन्स. टू कंट्रोल these parameters and to control the magnitude of voltage and current in high voltage transmission line, we refer the controllers which are basically dependent on the electronic equipment and another static controllers. This is the basic definition of fact controller. Facts means flexible as per the requirement of load. Facts control system is flexible AC transmission system. Next आपण टाइप्स बघूया. Facts. Why facts controllers need to be used in transmission line? Why there is a need to use controllers or facts controllers in transmission line? We use the controllers to enhance power controllability and power transfer capability. पॉवर कंट्रोल करण्यासाठी जी काही ट्रान्समिशन लाईनमधून पॉवर जी फ्लो होती आहे ती कंट्रोल करण्यासाठी आणि त्या ट्रान्समिशन लाईनची कॅपॅबिलिटी पॉवर ट्रान्सफर करण्याची जी काही कॅपॅबिलिटी आहे टू इन्क्रीज दॅट वी यूज द फॅक्ट्स कंट्रोलर. नेक्स्ट इज हाय स्पीड रिस्पॉन्स. टू रिस्पॉन्ड द सिस्टम very high or quickly, the facts controllers we used. Next point is control line impedance, voltage and optimum power flow. We use the facts controller to control the line impedance, means the opposition which is offered to the power which has to be transmitted to the load end. We need to control the line impedance. Line impedance is the opposition to the flow of AC power. To control the line impedance, voltage and optimum power flow, we use the facts controller. Next is increases system security. With the use of facts controller, there is an increase of system security. Increase in system security. What does mean of that? Increase it in the facts controller increases the system security. More secure will be the system with the use of facts controller. In next point is provides greater flexibility. You can work more flexible with the use of AC facts controller instead of another devices. We can change the parameters of transmission line and control the voltage and current magnitude as per the requirement of load. Due to this, the facts controllers are helpful to increase the transmission efficiency. Transmission efficiency increase करण्यासाठी आणि better voltage regulation provide करण्यासाठी we can use the facts controller. Next point is balance reactive power voltage transmission losses. as to balance the reactive power. As we know, in transmission line there are three types of power in electrical system. As means the power is divided in three types. Actually it is the main one power, that is apparent power, that is the product of voltage and current, apparent power. But actually what happened, the power is divided into three categories: active, reactive and apparent power. Because active total power, the power which is available for the transmission, that is apparent power. But that power is divided into two categories: active power and reactive power. Active power, the power which is used by the load which is connected to the receiving end, that power which is considered as true power or real power. But the power which is not used and which is only flow back and forth for to support the system, which is called as the reactive power. So reactive power is nothing but the energy which is stored in the transmission line, इंडक्टर अँड कपॅसिटर. ट्रान्समिशन लाईनचे जे इंडक्टर्स आणि कपॅसिटन्स हे कंपोनंट्स आहेत, त्यामध्ये एनर्जी जी काही स्टोअर होते, दॅट स्टोअर्ड एनर्जी विल बी कन्सिडर्ड ॲज ए रिॲक्टिव्ह पॉवर. अँड टू कंट्रोल दॅट रिॲक्टिव्ह पॉवर, to increase the transmission efficiency, we use here the FACTS controller in transmission system. Okay, our next point why we use FACTS controller is to increase the stability of power transmission over a long distance. Stability of a system increase करण्यासाठी ट्रान्समिशन लाईनची स्टॅबिलिटी किंवा इलेक्ट्रिकल सिस्टमची जी स्टॅबिलिटी आहे ती इम्प्रूव्ह केली जाते विथ द हेल्प ऑफ फॅक्ट्स कंट्रोलर. सिस्टमची स्टॅबिलिटीचे पण डिफरंट टाईप्स आहेत. स्टॅबिलिटी in terms of, in short, stability we can say that the ability of system, one particular system ची ability to regain its original equivalent, means त्याची जी काही पहिली मीन्स फॉल्ट किंवा एखादी मीन्स अनदर डिस्टर्बन्स ऑकर व्हायच्या आधी जे सिस्टमची कंडिशन असते त्या कंडिशनला फॉल्ट्स नंतर पण रिजेन इट्स ओरिजिनल इक्विलिब्रियम, जी काही पहिली कंडिशन स्टेबल कंडिशन होते ती लगेच मीन्स अचाईव्ह केली जाते. that factor is called as the stability of electrical system. The ability of a power system to regain its original equilibrium is called as the power system stability. So to increase the power system stability, we use here the FACTS controller, that is flexible AC transmission system. Okay, to control the AC power we use different controllers. In that, first controller is shunt controller. So this is the diagram of shunt controller. This is the transmission line and we connect the shunt controllers in parallel with the transmission line. Shunt controllers may be variable impedance, variable source or combination of these. Shunt controller मध्ये in principle all shunt controllers inject current into the system at the point of connection. Means as long as the injected current is in phase quadrature with the line voltage, shunt controller only supplies or consume variable reactive power. Means शंट कंट्रोल आपण ट्रान्समिशन लाईनमध्ये कनेक्ट केलेलं आहे. सो हियर शंट कंट्रोल कंट्रोल्स दी power of transmission line. Shunt control is a device which is connected parallelly to the transmission line in which is to be regulated, and with the location where we connect the shunt controller, the shunt controlling device inject the current in the system which is quadrature with the system voltage. Quadrature with the system voltage means This is the system voltage, and the shunt controller device inject the voltage like this. Due to this, there is a quadrature between the voltage and the injected current. This is the shunt controller. In shunt controller parallelly connected across the line, the current of such controller can be controlled independently. We can control the current of these controllers independently. Injected current is in quadrature with line voltage, so reactive power can be easily controlled. Shunt controller. It is in the form of variable impedance, variable current source. The shunt controller is in the form of variable voltage and variable current source. Next controller is series controller. Series controller, this is the transmission line, and here we connect the controller. This is the series controller. It consists of capacitor or reactor or a power electronic devices. Series controller मध्ये ट्रान्समिशन लाईनमध्ये आपण सिरीजमध्ये एकतर रिॲक्टर असेल किंवा कॅपॅसिटर असेल किंवा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिव्हाइसेस आहे ते आपण प्लेस करतो ट्रान्समिशन लाईनमध्ये टू कंट्रोल दी पॉवर विच इज टू बी transmitted through transmission line. This series controller injects voltage in series with the line. Suppose this is the transmission voltage, and this controller also injects the voltage which is in phase with the transmission voltage. Injected voltage is in quadrature with the line current, that is 90 degree with the line current. The voltage which is to be injected in transmission line is 90 degree with the current which is flowing through the transmission line. It is independent of line voltage. This voltage, the voltage which is injected in transmission line, is independent of line voltage. Reactive drop is controlled with this series controller. We can control reactive drop. Reactive drop can be controlled with the series controller. Hence, reactive power can be controlled. We can control the reactive power with the help of series controller. Series controller is the controller in which any electronic device or capacitor or reactor is connected in the transmission line. Next is series controller, which is called as the combined controller. This is the DC link AC line. Series combined controller figure shows that it is the combination of two series controller. Here this is the first series controller and this is the second series controller. So here series combined controller, which is series combined controller, is the controller which consists of two series controller. Common DC link provides by bidirectional power flow. Here the DC link, which is common link, is provided between the two series controller, which is bidirectional power flow. Both sides power flow between series output terminals. Both powers, real and reactive, of both the lines can be controlled. Both powers, that is real and reactive, of both lines can be controlled. Two powers of system, the reactive and active and reactive power, can be controlled with the series controller. This is series controller. We can control both real and reactive power with the help of this scheme or the controller. Our next controller is series shunt controller. In this we connect this is the transmission line, this is the DC link which is connected to system, and this is the DC link series shunt, and this is the connected link between series and shunt and devices, and this is the AC line. This is the series controller and this is the shunt controller which is connected to the transmission line. By means of this series and shunt combination, DC link provide real power exchange. This DC link can provide the real power exchange through the transmission line. Here firstly series controller is used and shunt control is first is series controller and next is shunt controller, which is provided here. New trends in transmission of electrical power through wireless. Wireless transmission. New trends in wireless transmission of electrical power. It is the transmission of electrical energy from electrical power source to an electrical load without conductors. Wireless transmission means that the transmission of power to the load as per the requirement without any conductor between the source and load. There is no need of conductor in the wireless transmission. There are three ways here. With the help of that we can transmit the power without any conductor. Wireless transmission of electrical power can be done with the help of three ways. By utilizing induction effect. First is induction effect by using microwave transmission. transmission, and third is laser. Okay, these are the three ways with the help of that we transmit the electrical power wireless. Firstly, by using the induction effect. It is used electromagnetic induction effect. Electromagnetic induction principle, as we know, with induction, Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Whenever an whenever any conductor cuts the line of flux, then the EMF is induced into that conductor. This is the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. With the use of that effect here, we can transmit the electrical power without any conductor. Supply is connected to this coil. When a current is passed through this coil, produce electric flux which leads the production of electromagnetic field. When these electric fields link with other coil, produce the voltage in other coils. Means simply here induction effect जो आहे तो डिस्कस केलेला आहे. Suppose these are the two coils. If we give supply to this coil, electric field is produced and these fluxes are produced. These fluxes get linked with the another coil and EMF is induced into second coil, and due to that effect the current is flow through second coil also. This is called as the induction effect. As we know, induction effect best, so that's why we can transmit the electrical power wireless. Without the use of any conductor, we can transmit the electrical power with the help of induction effect. Thus, electrical power is transferred from source to the load through induction effect without any physical connection. ॲज नॉर्मली आपण बघतोय पॉवर ट्रान्समिशन करण्यासाठी कंडक्टर्सची नीड असते, बट ट्रान्समिशन करण्यासाठी इंडक्शन इफेक्ट करून पण आपण इलेक्ट्रिकल पॉवर जी आहे ती विदाऊट एनी कंडक्टर किंवा जे काही अदर ट्रान्समिशनचे ॲसेसरीज आहेत ते यूज न करता सुद्धा आपण ट्रान्समिशन करू शकतो. देन सेकंड इज बाय यूजिंग मायक्रोवेव्ह ट्रान्समिशन. इलेक्ट्रिकल पॉवर इज ट्रान्समिटेड विथ द हेल्प ऑफ रेडिओ वेव्स. इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी ह्याची ट्रान्समिशनसाठी रेडिओ वेव्सद्वारे सुद्धा आपण मायक्रोवेव्ह ट्रान्समिशन करतो. ड्यू टू दिस लॉंगर डिस्टन्स पॉवर बीमिंग इज पॉसिबल. ओके, अगेन नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज लेझर. Laser light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation can be used for transmitting electrical power by amplification and stimulation method. Laser, with the help of laser also we can transmit the electrical power. Power beaming concept is used for transmitting electrical power. Electrical power is converted into laser beam that is then pointed at a solar cell receiver. Okay. In this lecture, we have completed our third chapter, extra high voltage transmission. In next lecture, we will start our fourth chapter, AC distribution in power system. Okay. So in next lecture, we will start our fourth chapter, AC distribution in power system.